Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the middleweight bout between Dusko Todorovic versus Punahele Soriano. So yeah, I messed up on the name, but I'll get it right one of these days or never, but it is what it is. So Punahele Soriano and Dusko Todorovic. So it's kind of interesting that you got these two young prospects, two young future contenders battling off against each other so early in the career. Sometimes it happens, like they said, then you look back like those two actually fought and they go on and maybe rematch or be around the top 5, top 10 and like maybe not match each other again, but it happens. Like sometimes you face them off early, but typically you would kind of rather have them wait around and then like say like with Adesanya versus Kattar, even though anyone that knew anything knew that Kattar was gonna get annihilated, then past, present, or future would get annihilated, but it was a matchup they were holding off to, when they could make the most money off it. I don't think Punahele or Soriano are those guys beat Adesanya, so maybe that's why they're like, they're not going to beat Adesanya past, present, or future unless maybe they wait around till he's like 40. But they're not beating him in like the next 5 years or some next 3-5 years, or at least 2-3 years. They're not beating him. So maybe just match them up right now, and it don't matter because we can see future champions back then and probably Costa, but really not Costa, but definitely Adesanya. So save that to later. But this one right here, these guys will be champions anytime soon. So match them up right now and just see who's the bigger prospect and who has the brighter star at this moment, and let's get a real good fight and not just give them little easy wins. Give them the biggest fight you could possibly give them at their level that makes sense, and that's what this is. So it's a good matchup. I think they present a lot of similar things. I think Punahele Soriano definitely packed more power in his hands than all his cars in the background. But yeah, I gotta film. But all this power in his hands, he has more power in him, but Todorovic definitely have heavy hands as well. Wrestling definitely goes to Soriano, so I think he'll have the Division III All-American multiple times. So he'll have the edge, and who can control where the fight goes to the ground. I think at least the edge in that, like he'll have more success with that, defending takedowns and getting takedowns. I don't think he'll really do it too much. I think he's a stronger fighter physically, but I think grappling, like submission grappling wise, Todorovic is definitely the cleaner grappler with his transitions, his hook setups, and yeah, submission skills. He's more technical in that area. But I'm really sitting in this fight. Well, it was really hard to really dictate this, pick this fight. But looking at Todorovic's Contender Series fights, what leaned it to me, and which leaned me to Soriano. So when I look at Soriano versus Todorovic, I look at Todorovic's Contender Series fight. And that fight, when he fought a guy that really wasn't just shelling up for him and really wasn't just giving up the back foot easily to him, he wasn't looking the best. He was getting outstruck. He had to go in the clinch. He had to use his grappling. He had to, like I said, use his physicality to win the fight because his striking wasn't looking like that. But yeah, but when people just backing up and he could just swarm them, and then he looks good. But if somebody's giving him something back, then he don't look the best. And looking at Soriano striking, he's for better competition. Also, well, I'm gonna say he's for better competition. People say he feel like they feel about this and Pereira and all that, but I'm still not sold on Pereira, especially since he's a welterweight. But I feel like overall, Soriano's for the better competition, so I feel like and he's not gonna be a guy that's gonna get this walk on the back foot. And I feel like his setups with striking is better as far as physically with his hands, better jab, better control of that space, better timing, and not just forcing shots and trying to crash and it's like smother that distance, then like swarm on somebody. And against a guy that hits harder than you, has faster hands than you, and better shot selection, I'm gonna lean to Soriano in this one. Very close competitive fight, two talented guys, but I think Soriano has the power, has the better boxing, and the better shot selection. So Todorovic might have the more well-rounded striking skill set, might have the more well-rounded MMA skill set, but I think it'll come down to the striking. I think it's particularly gonna come down to the punches. And hand-wise, Soriano, I think, has a clear edge in that, and he has clear edge in power and speed, and he has better shot selection. And Todorovic, when he's confronted with somebody that's not just giving him the back foot or allowing him to have the lead the dance, he significantly drops his skill set. And you can say, oh, his coach wasn't there, but I think it exposed him a little bit in that Contender Series fight. Maybe he was getting stage fright, maybe he was under the bright lights, maybe not having a coach there, maybe all those things, but Soriano overall, even outside that fight, Soriano, and also he had a fight that wasn't even in the Contender Series fight. I forget the guy he fought, but you can find it on YouTube. I think another Serbian guy, and he fought him in like, it was more of a Serbian type striker guy, and he didn't look the best at striking, he turned into a grappler. So Todorovic, when somebody give him some get back, he don't look nearly as good. He looks exposed, and Soriano has never shown the same flaws, same weakness, same step back, or the same timidness when approached with somebody that can, really strike and give him some get back. So leaning to Soriano on this one. I think it'll be the speed, the power, better boxing, and better shot selection, better composure in these firefights, and that's gonna lead to him be able to see those shots better and land the shots better, and possibly not see him getting. If I want to see it going to a fun firefight decision. I think Todorovic gets dropped a couple times, but it goes to decision, fun, exciting fight. But Punahele Soriano get his hand raised. So in this fight, I have Punahele Soriano via decision.